Hello from MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School on Monday, October 20th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And as we wait to see if people will join this open WUAS weekly business meeting, WUAS news and question and answer in Zoom video conferencing, I'd like to share a little news with you from the agenda for Monday that is posted in both blogs on Monday, October 13th, about 8 days ago. worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com are the two blogs. I think it begins the blog for the agenda and news for today, the 20th of October, which I sent out and is posted on Monday, October 13th, begins Nepenthes, a flower species. So, firstly, dear Universitians, friends, all, greetings. Here are, I've sent out the WUS MIT OpenCourseWare-centric ocw.mit.edu wiki, hashtag grow with Google WUS World University and School weekly business meeting and news and agenda. Last Sunday, October 12th, 2025, to season it for a week and to invite feedback and your thinking in a variety of ways. And I've gotten some ideas back from you, I think, over the course of the week. Stay tuned for those. This is a new process to send out the agenda and news a week earlier so that you can have the opportunity to join this open WS news and business meeting and having glanced at the agenda and news. And again, with the nonprofit 501c3 wing, which you can read more about the tax ID information at the bottom of worlduniversityandschool.org, our beginning main homepage, and the for-profit general stock company legal entity in California wing, which tax ID information you can read more about at the WUAS Academic Press, WS Corporation, WS Educational Services Store beginning website address at worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. With these two wings still sharing the same root domain, how best to plan for one or two bank accounts? And regarding, for example, regarding developing the 501c3 worlduniversityandschool.org wing, and check out the GuideStar Candid profile at guidestar.org/profile/27-3105368 profile about our 501c3 status, and as GuideStar itself codes further its own platforms. And possibly even regarding the other wing, World University, the WS Corporation, multi-listing on many stock exchanges, but starting with one stock exchange. Do we want one board or two boards? And in seeking to use also AI in the boardroom. And I attended an interesting Stanford Law Rock Center webinar about this. And yes, we do want to use AI and will use AI in the WUS boardrooms. How further is taking shape, and possibly in conversation with Stanford Law, Codex and Stanford Law Rock Center as well. So further, greetings from MIT OpenCourseWare centric ocw.mit.edu wiki grow with Google WUS World University and School. This is the weekly business meeting for using the agenda from October 13th, 2025. And in these regards, agenda item 0, check out the recording of the Monday, October 6th, 2025, Open WUS Weekly Business Meeting, conducted loosely in the manner of friends, Quakers, and which is open again. And please see the recording posted to the main World University and School YouTube channel as kind of video minutes, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University /videos. And those agenda items are posted on the blog posts for Monday, October 6th, 2025, beginning Lake Clark Wilderness, Alaska, in both blogs. Agenda item 1. So there's an incredible new World University and School Manifesto from Anthropic Claude Artificial Intelligence. And it's regarding a manifesto for universal free education. So I asked Anthropic's Claude Artificial Intelligence how to create a manifesto for World University and School, was prompted as an opportunity to create this manifesto from Anthropic's Claude Artificial Intelligence. And it wrote, World University and School, a manifesto for universal free education, our North Star. Education is not a privilege. It is not a commodity. It is the birthright of every human being on earth. World University and School exists to make this truth self-evident by building the infrastructure to deliver it. The vision, education for all 7.9 billion. We are coding for all 7,159 known living languages, not the major ones, not the useful ones, all of them. Why? Because a child in a remote village speaking a minority language deserves the same access to MIT level education as a student in Boston or Berlin. Because knowledge doesn't belong to English, Mandarin, or Spanish alone, it belongs to humanity. We are building wiki schools in every language where people can teach and learn from each other, peer-to-peer, openly and freely. Every person becomes both a teacher and a student. Every language becomes a university. The infrastructure, wiki data for every human. Every one of the 7.9 billion people on the planet can have a Wikidata PIN number, a unique identifier that connects them to the world's knowledge commons, not for surveillance, not for profit, for participation. At World University and School, you're not a consumer of education, you're a contributor to the collective intelligence of our species. The offering, from high school to doctoral degrees, free and open, built on MIT OpenCourseWare and the best STEM-centric open educational resources, we offer International Baccalaureate high school diplomas or equivalent in all 200 countries, main languages, associate AAAS degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctoral PhD degrees, medical degrees, MD, law degrees, JD, all free, all online, all accreditable, all open for anyone to teach, learn, and improve. The method, wiki teaching, wiki learning. Like Wikipedia transformed how we access information, World University and School transforms how we create and share education. Anyone can add a course, teach a class, improve curriculum, translate materials, learn at their own pace. This is education as a living document, constantly evolving, collectively maintained, freely accessible under Creative Commons licensing. The philosophy, knowledge wants to be universal. For too long, elite universities have been the gatekeepers of advanced learning. MIT's OpenCourseWare proved that world-class content can be freely shared. World University and School takes it further. We're not just sharing content, we're building 200 autonomous universities, one for each country, each in their main language. And we're building 7,159 schools, one for every living language on Earth. This is education that respects cultural context, that honors linguistic diversity, that says your language, your culture, your knowledge matters. A commitment, a recognition that in the 21st century, educational apartheid is no longer acceptable. I'll repeat that. Zoom interfered in some ways. I don't know if the first 10 minutes of this have been recorded. The call, join the revolution. This isn't just a project, it's a movement, a commitment, a recognition that in the 21st century, educational apartheid is no longer acceptable. Whether you speak Mandarin or Maori, Telugu or Shailuba, Quechua or Kannada, World University and School is for you. Whether you want to study quantum physics or teach traditional medicine, code in Python, or share indigenous astronomy, there's a place for you here. We're building a global university where every person is a stakeholder, every language is valued, and every mind can flourish. The time, now, 7.9 billion people, 7,159 languages, 200 countries, one vision, free, open, MIT-centric, wiki-based education for all. This is World University and School. Welcome, teach, learn, build with us. World University and School, like Wikipedia, but for degrees. worlduniversityandschool.org. And the Claude artificial intelligence URL is something like claude.ai/public/artifacts and ends in OA88, OA88. And you can see more about this. Read the Manifesto for Universal Free Education at the blog post in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, beginning Fairweather Range, Alaska. So created a set of Twitter posts about this. Great. World University and School, a manifesto for universal free education. Signed up with hashtag Anthropic Claude AI with hashtag Scott GK McLeod, scottmcleod.com at free, hashtag MIT OCW centric wiki at World Univ and SCH on Twitter per hashtag WUS Manifesto. And it's in the Fairweather Range, Alaska, and at NP Seaver, NPSEAVER, which is Nick Seaver's Twitter handle. And he's a professor of anthropology at Tufts University and maybe one of the guides for the development of Anthropic's Claude artificial intelligence large language model. So one and a second set of tweets in these regards. Reminder, so this is a little poem, a little haiku-ish, a little ditty, 4 lines. Reminder, EE, at World Univ and SCH is free, MIT and Wiki, and hashtag haiku-ish, and hashtag MIT OCW centric. New manifesto, hashtag World University and School, a manifesto for hashtag universal free education with the Anthropic Claude URL for this. And a quote from it, the vision, education for all 7.9 billion, and coding for all 7,159 known living languages. Thank you, Anthropic Claude AI, for this great manifesto, eloquent too, fascinating what artificial intelligence is creating. Agenda item 2. So this is a letter, an email to Oxford University's new chancellor, William Hague, and regarding a possible hashtag Oxford WUAS collaboration. And it's in the blog post in my blog, Beginning Western Capercaillie. Dear Chancellor Hague, this is after seeing a couple of Twitter posts from Chancellor William Hague, one from Oxford and one from on his Twitter handle. Dear Chancellor Hague, greetings from the SF Bay Area and free to students CC4 licensed MIT OCW centric Wiki World University and School, WUAS, seeking to grow major online research universities in all 200 countries and in all 7,159 languages, and seeking to get reimbursement from all 200 countries and all 50 US states, ministries, departments of education, due to the CC4 licensed MIT OCW, and see these 2 iterations of MIT OCW at ocw.mit.edu currently, their current MIT OpenCourseWare platform, and here with 7 languages at opencw.aprende.org/courses/translated-courses, and similarly opencw.aprende.org/courses for MIT OpenCourseware's 38 departments in OpenCourseWare in a previous version or iteration of the MIT OpenCourseWare platform. Thanks for your Twitter X posts regarding Oxford and about your new chancellorship in the PSs, and congratulations. Brainstorming. How might MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School and Oxford University collaborate well into the future? And as WUAS seeks to become the Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Oxbridge other greatest universities in all 200 countries of the internet, and in their main and all languages, and even to hire and employ 2.5 million people, such as Oxonian graduates, Oxford graduates, over the next 50 to 100 years. And on both of our WUAS wings, one, the nonprofit 501c3, tax exempt legal entity in the state of California, World University and School, and two, the parallel for profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, an academic press planned in all 7,159 known living languages, and with a physical digital or many physical digital WUAS educational services stores, the WS Corporation. And think Walmart in 19 out of 200 countries for these WUS educational services stores, where we want to be in the remaining 181 countries, in addition to those 19 countries that Walmart is in, about which you can see further here, and even regarding artificial intelligence in the boardroom, having just attended a Stanford Law Rock Center webinar on this, where I asked, how do you think ChatGPT would inform boards at 501c3 universities, WUS universities, and such as at Yale or Harvard? Sorry, at 501, I'll start again. How do you think, this is a question I asked the two panelists in the recent Stanford Law Rock Center webinar about AI in the boardroom and ChatGPT in particular. How do you think ChatGPT would inform boards at 501c3 universities, such as Yale or Harvard, compared with boards at for-profit general stock companies? I ask in developing boards for MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School, which has both legal entities, the 501c3 nonprofit, worlduniversityandschool.org, and the for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, the WS Corporation, at worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html, and see the tax numbers at the bottom to get an idea of how these wings will work with extraordinary synergies between these wings. Thanks so much and congratulations, Chancellor William Hague. All the best, Scott G.K. McLeod. Read more about these in this email to Chancellor William Hague in the blog post that begins Eagle, Akia, World University, and. So check out William Hague's Twitter posts also in these regards. Agenda item 3, Eagle Aquila, World University and School's worldwide abolition movement to protect people from modern slavery is growing, and in WUAS developing major online research universities in all 200 countries, and for speakers of 7,159 known living languages. So this is an abolition movement to seek to abolish the wrongful buying and selling of people in the illegal sex, drugs, violence, car theft, etc. industries internationally, and their latent networks of violence, potentially as World University and School develops universities in all 200 countries and seeks to code for speakers of all 7,159 known living languages, and from there even to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, with AI and machine learning too, each a Wikidata PIN number, and potentially also to end poverty, possibly by distributing Stanford Mine Pi cryptocurrency, free money daily, as well as for potentially avatar agent electronic health records for all 7.9 billion people, and with the possibility for free online medical schools, and even possibility of extreme longevity genetic drugs emerging and aging reversal genetic drug therapies emerging, FDA approved. So a set of Twitter posts about this. Searched World University and School, hashtag WUAS Worldwide Abolition Movement, hashtag WUAS Abolition, to protect people from modern slavery, worlduniversityandschool.org, worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com, found scott-mccloud.blogspot.com /2024 /08, hashtag Vineyard Sound, Massachusetts, and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com 2021 /09 Emigrant Wilderness Area in 200 countries and for speakers of all 7,159 known living languages. So World University and School has been growing this WUS abolition movement for some years now, and regarding these blog posts as further record of this and development of this WUS Worldwide Abolition Movement. Read more about this in the blog post scott-mccloud.blogspot.com 2025 October /Eagle Aquila World University and agenda item 4, California ground squirrels. The blog post beginning with this. What would be the best way to connect, for example, the E-Rapid sensor, which is out of the Wyss Institute at Harvard, for molecular sensing. And let me read a little bit further about the E-Rapid sensor. Not this time. What would be the best way, for example, to connect this E-Rapid sensor to our avatar agent electronic health records in something like Google Street View with time sliders, TensorFlow, and at the Google Cell View and the Google Molecule View levels, all for aging, reversal, and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies? I asked this of Gemini AI and received some amazing responses. So in one, Gemini says, digital twin for longevity therapies. The best way to connect the proposed components for your physical digital #realistic virtual earth for aging reversal build is through a hierarchical digital twin architecture that manages a continuous closed loop data pipeline moving from real world physical biomarkers to molecular therapeutic action. This architecture requires 4 integrated tiers. Tier 1, data acquisition and digitization, E-Rapid. This is the physical to digital bridge where real-world biological data is captured and converted into a unified stream for the digital twin. Role of E-Rapid. The high-speed, multiplexed E-Rapid sensor acts as the primary data source, providing real-time longitudinal measurements of key longevity biomarkers, e.g., inflammatory markers, metabolite levels, telomere erosion byproducts, directly from the user. Connection mechanism. The sensor data must be securely streamed via a low latency IoT, Internet of Things, I think, gateway to a cloud-based time series database, e.g. Google Cloud's data tools. Data structure. Data must be tagged with precise spatiotemporal metadata, location, date, time, to enable correlation with the GSW EHR electronic health record, Google Street View electronic health record layer. So I'll read the section headings of the other 3 tiers that Gemini AI responded remarkably about. Number 2, tier 2, spatiotemporal EHR contextualization, GSV /Pegman avatar. This layer creates the personalized digital twin, linking biomarker history to a spatial experimental narrative. Tier 3, predictive modeling and intelligence, TensorFlow. This is the core computational engine responsible for deriving actionable insights from the complex multimodal data. Tier 4, action and therapeutic validation, cell and molecule view. This final layer translates the AI's predictions into verifiable biological mechanisms for genetic drug design therapy. There are other remarkable Gemini AI responses to related questions. Check them out. Agenda item 5. Chugach Mountains AK, the blog post beginning Chugach Mountains AK, Chugach in Alaska. How best could hashtag free to students, hashtag MIT OCW centric wiki at World Univ and SCH help create AI sandbox? Senator Ted Cruz at Sen Ted Cruz, at Sen Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, at Demis Hassibas, the recent 2024 Nobel laureate in chemistry and a lead at Google DeepMind, in a hashtag realistic virtual earth, hashtag for AI sandbox. So this is reaching out to Senator Ted Cruz from Texas and Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts and Demis Hassibas, who I think is based in London, regarding potentially a recent bill in Congress to create AI sandboxes. So a set of Twitter posts in these regards. How could hashtag free to students, hashtag MIT OCW centric wiki at World Univ and SCH help create hashtag AI sandbox at Sen Ted Cruz, at Sen Warren, at Demis Hassibas, in a hashtag realistic virtual earth, hashtag for AI sandbox, and think hashtag G Street View with hashtag G Time Slider, hashtag G Maps, hashtag G TensorFlow, hashtag G Cell View, hashtag G Molecule View, and regarding the incredible article from Peter Norvig, hashtag Toolify AI, WUAS, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School, updated March 2nd, 2024. You can read more about this again in the blog post in my blog, beginning Chugach Mountains, Alaska, How Best Could. So agenda item 5A, the proposed Sandbox Act, S 2750, would create a federal regulatory sandbox, allowing AI developers temporary waivers from certain federal rules for up to 10 years to accelerate innovation. The bill allows agencies to waive rules for AI pilot project. Read more about the proposed Sandbox Act S 2750 in the blog post in the agenda item 5 blog, agenda item 5 WUS weekly business meeting news and agenda from Monday, October 13th, 2025. Agenda item 6. This is a agenda item about yoga. Searched on the best free hashtag restorative yoga on smartphone, hashtag Angela and Victor's yoga too, and PM Prime Minister Narendra Modi avatar bot for teaching, who's teaching tree pose, and created a set of Twitter posts in these regards. So yoga, hashtag best free, hashtag restorative yoga on smartphone, hashtag Angela and Victor's yoga. 2, hashtag Angela and Victor inspired, hashtag Angela and Victor yoga, hashtag via web, and C2, the hippie Angeli yoga notations in my website, scottmcleod.com/yoga notations.html, and see this Angela Farmer yoga video, living fully in the body, and hashtag PM Modi, tree pose, in a 2.5-minute video with Prime Minister Modi's avatar teaching tree pose in yoga, hashtag WUAS yoga, hashtag yoga WUAS, and the wiki subject page for yoga at World University and School, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/yoga, where you can both teach and learn potentially. So further, agenda item 7, someone inquired recently about becoming a remote bookkeeper for worlduniversityandschool.org. Is she from Ireland? I'm not sure. Elaine Delaney is her name. And dear, I emailed her back and included her in WS Weekly Business Meetings emails. Dear Elaine and World Universitians, Elaine Delaney, Elaine at website she emailed me from, which redirects to something like Magma or Magnum or something website. And is this your LinkedIn profile? Greetings from CC4 licensed MIT OCW centric wiki, hashtag grow with Google WUAS, World University and School. Thanks for your inquiry. WUAS has no money to speak of whatsoever and no employees either. And when we do hire, we'll probably seek application via the WUS weekly business meeting, WUAS news and question and answer emails, at least initially, to which emailings I'll add you. Best, Scott G.K. McLeod. I'm wondering if this could come, if Elaine Delaney emailed me out of her knowing a TAP, the acceleration project affiliated with JP Morgan Chase Bank, which has operations in 100 out of 200 countries, from which TAP email list I've asked to be for World University and School to be removed. They offer coaching sessions, and that wasn't working out. I wonder if Elaine Delaney might know Doreen Hendler, who's originally from Ireland, who works at TAP, and as also World University and School seeks to grow a worldwide abolition movement, and regarding even Chase Bank in 100 out of 200 countries, and whether World University and School could possibly be, with Elaine Delaney's email, getting money from Chase somehow through Doreen Hendler, who's a director at TAP. She's based in Scarsdale, New York, but she's been in the San Francisco Bay Area, originally from Ireland, somehow. And whether Elaine Delaney might apply for a WUS bookkeeper position if we were to get money from JP Morgan Chase Bank via TAP, the acceleration project, somehow, from which emails I've asked to be unsubscribed. and in seeking to knock back international organized crime, even at World University and School. Agenda item 8. So thanks, Stanford Law Rock Center, for the webinar beginning Board GPT using AI in the boardroom. And I've mentioned that earlier. Interesting to meet or see the moderator, Anita Lynch, and the first presenter, Edward Norton, who's also an actor. And having asked this question about how to develop boards for both a 501c3 universities such as Yale or Harvard, and regarding also how would ChatGPT AI help develop 501c3 boards such as Yale and Harvard have compared with boards at for-profit general stock companies, and regarding World University and Schools 2 wings. I may ask this of Gemini AI as well in the future. Agenda item 9. I continue to get these great Google Scholar AI and Robotics Plus researchers' academic papers in my email box, compiled by UC Berkeley Prof. Anke Dragan, Dragan, originally from Germany, and which related papers will be helpful in developing MIT OCW Wiki World University and Schools robotics and artificial intelligence and machine learning and large language models in all 200 countries and in all 7,159 known living languages as scientific papers, and in a realistic virtual Earth for robotics and for everything. So I shared a smattering of titles for these papers. Anke Dragan, first paper I shared was AI Alignment, Human AI Collaboration, Robotics, Machine Learning. Second paper I shared was Gemini 1.5, Unlocking Multimedia Understanding Across Millions of Tokens of Contacts. I think Anke Dragan is also a Google employee. And that's in the blog post beginning Western Capercaillie as well in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. So moving to the second wing of World University and School, I've just been talking through the agenda for the 501c3 World University and School, worlduniversityandschool.org wing, the nonprofit U.S. federal legal entity, 501c3, plus a state of California tax-exempt legal entity. So I'm turning now to the WS Corporation, the WS Academic Press, and for the WS Educational Services Stores, the Academic Press planned in 7,159 known living languages, the second of 2 wings. Agenda item A, how Senator Warren, Senator at E. Warren, a set of Twitter posts I created in these regards, and hashtag Pi Crypto co-founders, hashtag Dr. Chengdao Fan and Dr. Nicholas Kokalis at Pi Core Team might at World Univ and SCH at WUS Press with hashtag Pi WUS partnering email code hashtag Pi Crypto, and you can get Stanford MindPi free money daily at mindpi.com/SGKMAC with that invitation code. How might World University and code Pi Crypto with hashtag EBT food stamps for buying from, for example, the emerging hashtag WUAS educational services stores in 200 countries, all languages. Created this set of Twitter posts, and also I posted this 3 times to LinkedIn as well, and it was retweeting EBT food stamps picture with a Russian language set of words on it, I think which was in somewhere in the New York City area, and that Elizabeth Warren had posted, and hoping to further uh, code World University and School, uh, hoping that World University and School, and particularly the WS Corporation on this wing, can code for possibly uh, all 7.9 billion people, and code for Stanford Mind Pi cryptocurrency, possibly for universal basic income experiments to end poverty, possibly with EBT food stamps from the US federal government, possibly in the Russian language too, and possibly for people in the United States as well, initially, and with this US federal engagement, potentially through the agency that distributes food stamps. Read more about this in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/10/California Ground-Squirrels.html blog post. So agenda item A1 on the WS Corporation wing. Wondered, a set of Twitter posts in these regards. I wondered at Pi Core Team in a hashtag Walmart SF Bay Area in about 19 out of 200 countries today, when I could pay there with hashtag Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, mindpi.com/SGKMAC. I have about 6,800 Pi coins accumulated so far as I continue to mine this every 24 hours, clicking 2 buttons, which takes less than 5 seconds, and with a hashtag Pi WUS partnering email. So how could I buy from also, and with a WS partnering email, how could people buy from the WS educational services stores at WS Press, planned in 200 countries, all languages? Check it out. Agenda item B. So Society, Information Technology, and the Global University book that I'm writing in 2025, forthcoming at the WS Press. I'm seeking with Gemini AI new ways to harvest my blog in writing this book, and especially regarding creating a hashtag realistic virtual earth for museums, all ever in all languages, and a hashtag realistic virtual earth for libraries. And think in Google Street View with Time Slider, and to which we could add wiki books. We could wiki add books. So we could add PDFs to Google Street View with Time Slider in a realistic virtual earth for libraries. We could take pictures of library shelves with books on them, and if we could find their PDFs of those books, we could add those as end users, but also something like World University and School would aggregate and bring together all the existing online books and PDFs for those and similar that might be accessible freely in one way or another through online resources into a realistic virtual earth for libraries, for all books ever, all libraries ever in all languages. So further, in regard to writing my Society, Information Technology, and the Global University book, agenda item C, A, and I'm seeking to address this question: how best can hashtag MIT OCW centric wiki at World Univ and SCH, World University and School.org / revolutionize education with hashtag machine learning and AI, and in all 200 countries and in main languages, and with hashtag free WUAS degrees online and open wiki schools WUAS in all 7,159 living languages. So I asked this of Gemini and got a really interesting reply again. Read more about it in the blog posts for the WS Agenda and News for WS Weekly Business Meeting from October 6th, 2025, a Monday, beginning Lake Clark Wilderness, Alaska. In the main blog for World University and School, worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com, and my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, from October 2025, again, beginning Lake Clark Wilderness, Alaska. So that's the agenda and news for today. And it's Monday, October 20th, 2025, about 10:50 a.m. Pacific time. I'll post the recording of this to the WS News, to the main YouTube channel for World University and School, youtube.com/Scott McCloud, World University /videos, as well as to the main Twitter feeds, Twitter handles, Twitter, x.com/World Univ and SCH, Twitter, x.com, WUASPRESS, as well as to LinkedIn, 3 LinkedIns probably, as well as to blog posts for last Monday, 13th of October, and today's blog post too for World University and School's weekly business meeting for next week. Today's blog post is posted on October 20th, 2025, and begins Mount Redoubt, a volcano in Alaska. So until next week, Monday, October 27th, 2025, come into conversation with World University and School at various social media ways. And also, if you have questions, know of students who might be interested in matriculating for free online degrees, email me at president@worlduniversityandschool.org. Until next time, bye for now. Have a great week. Be in touch soon.